Assalamu alaikum students, welcome to lesson number 2, chapter number 1. Previously we have studied about introduction to physics and physical quantities. We studied about matter, energy and their mutual relationship, and then physical quantities and their types. Matter is anything that has some weight and occupies space. And I have already told you in lesson number 1 that air is a matter because it occupies space and it has weight. And then energy is the capability of a body to perform any task, and their mutual relationship is given by famous Einstein equation E is equal to mc square. Physical quantities are all the measurable properties of matter, and there are two types of physical quantities: base physical quantities and derived physical quantities, as we have discussed earlier. Now come to today's topic, which is international system of genres. In the previous era, when the world was not progressed as it is today, there were different standards or different genres to measure the same physical quantity in different parts of the world. Different people were using different genres, but when the world progressed, then the global community realized the need of common genres to describe or to measure the physical quantities, and then they established an international system of genres. This system is a globally known set of definition and standard to describe the physical quantity, and it is based upon three types of genres. The first one is base genres, the second is derived genres, and the third one is supplementary genres. So first is base genres. Base genres are those genres in terms of which base physical quantities are measured, which are used to measure base physical quantities. For example, Kelvin, which is used to measure the temperature; meter, it is used to measure distance or length; then ampere, it is used to measure electric current; second is for time; mole is for amount of substance; kilogram is for mass; and then candela is for intensity of light. All these are base genres, and these genres are associated with base physical quantities. As you know, base physical quantities are 7 in number, so base genres are also 7 in number. The second one is derived genres. Derived genres are those genres which are used to measure derived physical quantities. For example, Newton is used to measure the force, so Newton is derived genre because force is a derived physical quantities. We can also define derived genres as the genres associated with derived physical quantities. Other example are work, because it is a derived quantity, so the unit joule, which is for work, is derived unit. Then Pascal is for pressure. All these are derived genres. The third one is supplementary genres. So there are two types of supplementary genres. One is for plane angle and other is for three-dimensional solid angle. For plane angle it is radian, and for three-dimensional solid angle it is stadion. First let's discuss radian. So what is radian? Radian is the angle subtended at the center of a circle. You can see it is at the center of a circle. When the arc length is equal to the radius of the circle, the angle formed at the center is radian. Let's understand radian. As you can see in the screen, there is a circle in blue. The S is the arc, that is in yellow, and then R is the radius. The angle formed at the center is radian, that is theta. While here the theta is radian when S is equal to R, that is arc length is equal to the radius. So when the arc length is equal to the radius, the angle formed at the center is radian. Let's understand what is radian once again. You can see R is the radius of the circle, and S is the arc length, and theta is the angle. So here S, that is, you can see in yellow, is equal to R, that is radius. When the arc length is equal to radius, the theta is equal to 1 radian. The formula to measure the radian or angle is theta is equal to S by R. If S is equal to R, the theta will be equal to 1 radian. As you know that when we move one complete rotation along a circle, it is 360 degree or 2 pi radian, or 2 pi radian is equal to 360 degree, or 1 radian is equal to 360 divided by 2 pi. By using the value of pi as 3.14, 1 radian will be equal to 57.3 degree. This is important. Now, the second supplementary angle is stadion. It is basically the unit of solid angle in three-dimensional space, and it is the angle subtended at the center of a sphere by an area of its surface equal to the square of the radius of that sphere. Let's understand it with an animation. Now look at this animation. First, consider a surface, the small surface, and the area of this small surface is r square, and the angle this small surface subtending at the center is solid angle, and this angle is called stadion. As you can see the torch light, so this is an example of solid angle or stadion. Then carrot, this is also in the shape of stadion. Then the birthday cap, as you can see clearly in the picture. The end of the cold drink bottle, this is also an example of stadion. As you can see in the figure, look at the figure. The area of the whole sphere is 4 pi r square. The whole solid sphere, area for whole solid sphere is 4 pi r square, while the area of the small surface is r square. And then the stadion is equal to 1 stadion equal to area of the whole sphere divided by area of the small sphere. It is equal to 4 pi r square divided by r square. R square and r square will be cancelled. Then 1 stadion is equal to 4 pi. I hope that you have understand completely about the international system of Shannons, and if you have any question, feel free to contact me, and you can ask any question. Take good care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.